Hey, what's going on, guys? TBL here, back with some more Division gameplay today. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a news story, a rumor going on in the Division community right now that I just thought was too funny or maybe just too interesting to not talk about, mainly because of the implications it could have. And that rumor is Hollywood has got its sights apparently set on the Division. That's right, Ubisoft might be looking to make a Division movie. And not only that, even more surprising, it looks like they might already have their sights set on a leading actor in Jake Gyllenhaal, Mr. Prince of Persia himself. Yeah, kind of weird, isn't it? Now, this is being reported by Variety.com. I'll have a link to their article in the description box below so you can check it out for yourself. And while the rumor is unfounded, they state that they have sources that are basically confirming it. And honestly, I don't really think it's too far out of the realm of possibility. I mean, after all, Ubisoft does seem to be very interested in making its biggest video game franchises into feature films. We've got Assassin's Creed coming out later this year, and really, to be honest, it doesn't look bad. It's starring Michael Fassbender, Mr. Magneto from the X-Men First Class movies, and it doesn't look half bad at all. In fact, I'm actually marginally, cautiously excited for it. And beyond that, we've also apparently got a Splinter Cell film starring Tom Hardy in the works from Paramount, thanks to Ubisoft. So really, having a Tom Clancy's The Division feature film isn't too far out of the realm of possibility, and could wind up being pretty darn good. Variety stated that following its record-breaking sales, Ubisoft is already developing a movie based on the video game Tom Clancy's The Division and looks to have Jake Gyllenhaal star in the leading role. And I mean, you have to remember, while The Division has had a lot of problems post-launch, it is pretty much a decent game. It's a pretty good game, to be perfectly honest, especially for being Massive's first big offering with Ubisoft. And the game definitely sold great. Remember, this thing was Ubisoft's fastest selling game ever. Early reports stated that the game reached $330 million in sales in just 5 days. That's like almost Call of Duty levels of big. As a matter of fact, it was reportedly the biggest first week ever for a new game franchise. So a lot of people picked this game up, and it sold very, very well. So again, it's not surprising at all that Ubisoft wants to push forward with it. And to be honest, of all of Ubisoft's franchises, actually most of which I think would translate fairly well to film, we'll find out when Assassin's Creed comes out, but I think The Division could translate pretty well to being a major motion picture. The plot there, well, definitely needs to be expanded on quite a bit, but the setting is pretty decent. You know, it's kind of a dystopian, post-almost apocalyptic setting inside New York City, in a dystopian New York City that hasn't been taken over by monsters or zombies or anything, but has just had its population nearly wiped out and is now completely run Mad Max style by gangs and factions. And I think that's a really interesting concept. It's almost like I Am Legend, just without the vampire zombies. Or really in the same vein, kind of like The Walking Dead, just without the zombies, with how, you know, human interaction is the scariest thing in that show. When they run into another group of people, you never know what that group of people is going to do. All you know is that that new group is definitely going to be dead by the time the season ends. So yeah, I think the plot could definitely translate well to film. And oh man, the Division subreddit is having an absolute field day with this. They're actually the ones that brought this to my attention. One of my favorite posts in there talks about potential sequels and the titles of those sequels. And here we go. The Division 2, Incursion. The Division 3, The Return of Bullet King. The Division 4, Manhunt. The Division 5, Life's a Glitch. The Division 6, Silencing Rick. The Division 7, Healing Faye. The Division 8, The Ocho. The Division 9, Get Good. And of course the all too important prequel that sets everything up, The Division, the prequel. They got Alex. Just good stuff, but you know, that's the news. There's really not too much to confirm or deny it right now. This is just a possibility that's being reported on. Apparently there are some sources who are really pushing this out there. And yeah, I think it might be interesting to have Jake Gyllenhaal as a producer slash lead actor in this film. Dude's a great actor. And you know, the more I think about it, the more I really start to dig the idea of like an Ubisoft movie universe where they start making a lot of their better games like Assassin's Creed, The Division, Far Cry, Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six into like these interconnected movie universe, sort of like what Marvel has set up right now. Oh man, you know, I'd love a Watch Dogs movie. I think Splinter Cell would work really well, which again is another one of their rumored franchises that's apparently being made into a film starring Tom Hardy. We're gonna have possibly Bane as our Sam Fisher, and it just sounds really cool to me. You know, we're usually pretty trepidatious when it comes to video game movies because we haven't had a great track record with them, especially in the 90s. And throughout the early 2000s, you know, we had stuff like the Street Fighter movie, which is, for me personally, on a so bad it's good level. Same thing with like Super Mario, some of the Resident Evils, Max Payne, the second Silent Hill movie. I don't know how they messed that up. The first one was so good, the second one they just kind of went in and burgered everything down. The Hitman movies, so we definitely don't have the greatest track record when it comes to video game movies. There are a few diamonds in the rough like Mortal Kombat. But this could really be a chance to start off an entirely new era of video game movies that hopefully don't suck. Again, we're getting our shot here with Assassin's Creed, which is already almost ready to release. I think it comes out in a couple months. We've got Warcraft coming up soon, which I'm hoping is as good as I want it to be. Warcraft is one of my favorites. But I can really see Ubisoft turning some of these franchises into feature films, and personally, I think I'm okay with that. I would love to see a well-produced movie based around The Division. But I think whether or not those pipe dreams become a reality is really centered around whether or not Assassin's Creed winds up being good. Again, the trailer is fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It looks like it's going to be good, and I really hope it lives up to the hype. Who knows, maybe if these dreams come true and we get a good Assassin's Creed movie, a good Splinter Cell film, a good Division movie, maybe, just maybe someday, we'll get our very own 3D animated Rayman film. Could you imagine that? But alright guys, that's it for this video. Be sure to let me know what you think of the possibility of Ubisoft creating more movies based on its franchises. Are you excited for Assassin's Creed? Would you like to see a Jake Gyllenhaal-led Tom Clancy's The Division film? Be sure to let me know. But alright, that's going to be it for this one guys. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, I am TheBlackLink. You agents stay frosty out there.